Welcome to the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. This podcast will give independent insurance agents all of the tools to grow your business and live life on your terms. Wherever you are today, if you're starting with nothing or well on your way to the success you desire, with the right people, processes, and promotions in place, you will be unstoppable. And now I'd like to introduce your host, Mike Stromsoe.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. And I want to share with you today something that is absolutely at the very core of my productive inner being, not only in business, but in life. And once I learned this strategy, once I learned this self-discipline, it changed the game forever. And when I built other people into this strategy, it further changed the game forever. And at the core, it is the thing that fuels me. One of the things that fuels me, but from an activity, task, and operations standpoint, it is the fuel behind the getting shiitake done, making things happen, making sure that, I knock things off. Behind the 3 times 5 times 50 equals 750. What is that? 3 small things every single day times 5 days a week times 50 weeks a year, giving yourself time to rest and rejuvenate and refresh, equals 750 items accomplished, done, knocked off, crossed out in a single year. Small choices plus consistency plus time equals massive results. And it's those daily habits, those things that you do every single day, the highest impact items that you do every single day. What's the fuel, you might be thinking or ask? Accountability. Accountability breeds responsibility. Let me say that again. Accountability breeds responsibility. And when you build accountability into your world and into your life, into your daily habits, it will change everything for you forever. I'm going to share with you some strategies that I've learned over the years, but let me help you think about it like this as well. In the Unstoppable Profit Producer Program, we teach a philosophy called the 3 Ps: excellent people, world-class processes and systems, and promote the heck out of it. It will help you grow your business, create wealth, so you too can have more freedom to live life on your own terms. That's all we want for you, is that achievement. However, it's within the people. And in the people, we teach recruiting, interviewing, hiring, onboarding, training, motivation, and the last segment of that is accountability, because accountability breeds responsibility. So it's a team accountability, it's an organizational accountability, and it's an individual personal accountability. What I'm going to share with you today is primarily personal accountability, but you can take these thoughts, strategies, processes, and build them into team accountability, build them into organizational accountability. I will drop for you one thought process in the team and organizational accountability, and it's called the PX3 program. It's a program that we developed a number of years ago. It's grown, evolved, flourished over the last number of years. It gives my heart such great joy when I'm working with members of our programs and they say, I've got PX3 coming up, and it's making all the difference. It's helping our team stay on track. It's helping them become accountable to the organization, to the team. Nothing gives my heart greater joy when I see development year over year over year within agency businesses because of the PX3. There's nothing that gives my heart greater joy, because they're growing, creating wealth, and having more freedom through accountability. So what has that done for my life? Simply put, if you want to talk about it from a monetary standpoint, it's giving me complete financial freedom. From a business standpoint and getting stuff done, it's gotten stuff done, more done that I could shake a stick at over the last 20 plus years. When I started on my own from scratch, after a period of time, I learned about accountability and I started performing accountability. One of the things thinking back was the SWOT process: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So I learned that I needed to be accountable through all of those things. And then fast forward a number of years, about 9 years ago, I learned about the ultimate accountability tool. And it's a book called Living Your Best Year Ever. and it's published by Darren Hardy, and it's available. And anybody that sends me an email to mike@upplife.com, mike@upplife.com, the first 3 people that send me an email that say in the subject line, send me living your best year ever, I will send it to you. I need your shipping address in the body of the email. Happy to share it with you. However, it's not for everybody. I've provided this book to many, many people over the years, and I will check in with them in the middle of the year, and they will say, I will say, how's it going with your living your best year ever? And they said it was too much. I stopped a couple of months ago. And honestly, that hurts my heart, because the only reason I share this information is because I want people's success. I want people's success and higher achievement in whatever it is they want to accomplish. There are no limits. The only limitations that we have are those that we make for ourselves in our minds. And this self-accountability helps us. So a number of years ago, I started the Living Your Best Year Ever program, and that's where it fueled everything for me going forward. So I started with an accountability partner, and I had learned, goal setting and everything else way back when prior to that. And I had goals. I had individual goals. I had personal goals. I mean, thinking back even further than that, I had goals of growing agencies to certain levels, of buying buildings, of accomplishing things in life, and helping our kids get through college, and so many other things. And the amazing thing is, we set the goals and we accomplish them and beyond our wildest dreams. And in a long story, I could share with you everything that happened because of those early goals, and then building the goals into an accountability platform. So it really starts with individual goals and agency goals, and how you're going to be accountable for those, because accountability breeds responsibility. So in the days of having an accountability partner, it starts with you setting your goals, the things that you want to achieve and accomplish. And if you don't get there, it's okay. It's okay. There's 2 types of goals, as you know. There's BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals, and they're not for everybody. I got no problem with BHAGs. If I say I'm going to make $1 million this year and I only get to 800,000, I'm good with that. Why? Because I'm 800,000 to the positive. Some people can't handle that. They can't handle falling short, and that's okay. They're SMART goal people: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and on a timeline. Whatever works for you, just do it. Just take action. So I learned how to get deeper and more specific on the goals, on the things that I wanted to accomplish. And then I learned about the top goals for a specific week, for a specific month, for a specific quarter. It's all laid out in my accountability guide, and I get super crystal clear every single week. Part of the accompanying documents that I use is my planning my plan sheet, which I use every single day. I plan my plan the night before. Getting clear on up to 6 items that I want to accomplish on any given day, and the people that I need to reach out to, and the people that I'm waiting to hear from, and any other notes. And it warns me at the bottom to steer clear of my inbox, because that's only an operating platform for the agenda of other people. Your agenda is the highest impact opportunity that you've got. So make sure that you're accountable to it and that you are focused on it. Follow one course until success every single day. Stay focused on being accountable to what you set out to do and what you said you were going to do. Okay? Because remember, commitment is the thing you said you were going to do long after the mood that you set it in has passed. So back to accountability. So I plan my plan every single day the night before, and then I have my daily plan in front of me. And in addition to that, over the prior weekend, I've filled out my weekly accountability and goal sheet for the entire week, and I'm looking at that every day. In my personal world, I also have a third item in play, a third tool in play called a vision organizer. Vision is the art of seeing things that other people can't see. I'm responsible as the visionary of a business organization to have the vision for the organization, the future planning, the forethoughts of what we're going to become. So what I do is I've got a vision organizer that lays out our plan, the things that we need to accomplish, the issues, the quarterly goals, the 1-year plan, the 3-year picture, and then the 10-year target. Those are all laid out in the vision organizer. In addition to that, it's got our marketing plan, our core values, our core focus, who our ideal client is and what they look like. And it doesn't mean we're not going to help other people, but all of that's clear. So I'm planning my plan the night before. I've got my vision organizer that I look at 4 times a week. Why? Because I tell myself self-accountability in the weekly rhythm register that's one of the 8 core things that I am going to do. The 8 core daily habits every single day. It's what I'm going to do because I made a commitment to myself and to my family and to my teammates and everybody else that I am privileged to influence, that I'm going to become more. Those weekly rhythm register items are personal and professional. They're health related. They're exercise related. They're spiritual related. They're operational related. All of that. And I commit to these things with a goal every single week. Okay. Then on the opposite side, I've got 3 top goals. And I've got goals for the three top goals for the week. And then I've got at the top left, 3 top goals for the month, and then 3 top goals for the quarter. And they're all interrelated. And the things that I'm doing on the other side in the weekly rhythm register bounce off of those goals. And they're all contributory to making impact, achievement, and progress on what we're trying to accomplish. So I work on that every week. And then there's a vortex. I rename my vortex my callous mindset because our mindset's our skill set. And one of the things that's so vitally important is to never let external influence penetrate my mindset. Vitally important. So that callous mindset keeps me focused on the things that I need to be doing, the things that I need to be focused on to become more, to influence people, to help people more, to serve people more. It prevents anything else from getting in the way of that happening. Then it talks about the things that I'm studying every single week. Normally in my world, I've got 4 things that I'm studying every single week to become more. It's my early morning regimen to become more. And then it's got 1 skill that I'm focusing on for the week. Often that skill is thing like consistency, focus. It might be marketing. It might be personal development. It could be personal related, my exercise regimen as an example, or my diet. It changes all of the time because life is changing. Business is changing all the time. So that's what the entire picture looks like as far as my personal accountability. And keep in mind, we've converted all of this to team accountability and organizational accountability as well. Vitally important that it's spread across the spectrum if you're a leader in business in today's world. So how does the accountability partner fit into all of this? In my humble opinion, it is the secret sauce or the hot fudge topping on top of the vanilla ice cream and the cherry on top with whipped cream and including nuts, fresh cracked nuts with fresh whipped cream on top of the hot fudge sundae with banana on the side. Yes. Now I'm going into my dessert habits. But anyway, by the way, I give myself 1 day a week. Out of 7 days, I give myself 1 day to eat anything I want to eat. The rest of the 6, I got to eat well. I've made that commitment. Back to the matter at hand. So how does an accountability partner work into this? Simple. I've engaged 4 different accountability partners in my evolution with accountability partners over roughly 9 years. Okay. So way back when I learned this strategy, I didn't know any better. I had met somebody as part of a personal development group, and this particular entrepreneur is from Poland. It was awesome. Got great guy. And he was my accountability partner for almost 2 years. And we just kind of got disconnected a little bit because he was on the other side of the world and the time change and all this kind of stuff. It really didn't work out for us. So we mutually agreed to part ways and we remain friends today. So that was my original accountability partner. Next, I engaged with another local person in business who I thought was a good fit. And we kind of agreed to give it a go, but it didn't work out. And part of the reason that didn't work out, and here's 2 things that you need to look for in an accountability partner. 2 things. And they're both not non-optional behaviors, so to speak. Okay. 1, they have to be just as committed as you are They have to be 100% committed, and they have to be 100% willing to do the work. 100% committed, 100% willing to do the work. However, back in the day, I used to also think there was a third thing, and I don't think this anymore. I used to think I need to engage with somebody who's at a higher level than I am from an achievement standpoint, maybe a success standpoint. I don't think that anymore. Two things. They have to be just as committed as you are and 100% willing to do the work. That's it. And, well, there is a third thing. The trust has to be there. They have to be 100% trustworthy. Why? Because the more you're able to put it all on the table, the better it gets. So you have to have somebody that you 100% trust to share everything, to completely rip your chest open and reveal your heart and soul. Vitally important, because when you can do that, it gets even better. So back to the weekly accountability. So I had an accountability partner. It didn't work out. Just a lot of things for the reasons it didn't work out. So I went and searched for another one. And so my next accountability partner was awesome. It's one of my personal people in my life that I've done business with for a lot of years. Very high achieving lady. And she was my accountability partner for 2 or 3 years, maybe. Awesome. It was an awesome run. But because of her high achievement mentality and skills and everything else, it just got to the point where it was one more thing that she didn't really have time for. And so she respectfully bowed out, and that was fine. We parted friends. We're still great friends today. And she's an awesome, incredible entrepreneur, very high achieving and successful in her own right. So it got to the point where I had learned a ton over the last number of years, about 6 years for all three of those. And so because I had learned a ton, I now knew what my ideal accountability partner looked like. And so I had in mind who this is, and I began to look for them. And I kept looking for them. And I kept looking for them. I went through probably almost a year without an accountability partner, doing my Living Your Best Year Ever on my own, self-discipline. And I got a lot done. I achieved a ton. But that outside bounce off, knowing that it was coming every Friday morning, I didn't have the impact in my own discipline that I always had with an accountability partner. Super, super important. So with that being said, I was looking for the person. Boom, I identified the person. I said, if I can encourage this person and help this person understand this is a good thing and bring them in, it would be game changing. So what did I do? I simply gave without an expectation of anything in return. And I sent one of the Living Your Best Year Ever guides to this individual, and it was received. Nothing happened for a period of a few months. And then we were coming towards the end of the year. Boom, that person reached out to me and said, hey, I want to talk to you about this guide. I said, happy to have a conversation. Long story short, we agreed to become accountability partners. It is my accountability partner today. Absolutely off the charts. Both ways. We meet every Friday morning, 6 a.m. online, no miss. No miss. Last year, 51 out of 52 weeks, we met regardless of what was happening. Yes, sometimes we can't meet at that particular time on that particular day because of travel commitments and other things, but we make sure that we get it done before the end of the weekend. We got to shift to another time on the day, shift to Saturday, shift to Sunday, whatever it is, we shift and get it done. No excuses, period. And it doesn't get any better. And the good thing is, it's a quick 30-minute session. We go over our week, and there's 4 quadrants to our week. 30-minute session, 15 minutes each way. We're done. No drama, no BS, no discussion other than our wins, our losses, our fixes, and our ahas, and what we're grateful for that particular week. And it's different every week. And we trade 15 minutes each way on both segments, and we're pretty much done. And we're done. No drama, no BS. We're getting stuff done. And we both know it's coming throughout the week. So there's something in the back of our mind that's thinking, I've got my session coming up this week. I've got my session coming up this week. Oh, I've got my session coming up this week. I better get this done. Like yesterday. I mean, one of the things on my weekly rhythm register was fasting. It's become part of who I am every single week. I had about 3.5 hours of leadership meetings, team meetings, and recording sessions this morning before this. And I was absolutely on fire. I was ready to explode out of my skin. Why? Because yesterday was my fasting day. And I am always on fire the day after that. So that's another reason that I wanted to do this today for you, for this next production of the podcast, because I'm on fire. I don't know if you can feel the energy, man. I am on fire, but it's part of my weekly rhythm register. And it was all developed because of accountability, because accountability breeds responsibility. So that's the whole encompassing of my personal accountability, the living your best year ever, the vision organizer, the daily planning. It all works together every single day in every single way I've built into my life. It started years ago with goal setting. Goal setting. Knowing your destination is all you need to get there. Knowing your destination is all you need to get there. You cannot hit unidentified targets. So goal setting years ago, leading to the living your best year ever, the vision organizer, the planning your plan sheet, all of that's built into my daily habits that creates this not only self-discipline. Now I build in somebody else that I'm accountable to. I'm accountable to my team. I'm accountable to my family. And I'm accountable to an organization and organizations that I work with. It's all part of accountability breeds responsibility. And when you build that in and you build it into commitment is the thing you said you're going to do long after the mood you set in is past. It gets really special. It gets really sweet. And you will lay your head on the pillow every single night and you will be fulfilled. Why? Because you're making a difference for yourself, for your family, for your team, for your organization, for your friends, and everybody else that you are privileged and honored to influence. I hope this has helped you. I hope this creates a pathway for you to greater achievement and success in your world. If you have any questions, please comment here. Shoot me an email. I gave my email earlier today. If you didn't catch it, go back and watch this again, because this is something you definitely want to review multiple times to build that accountability into your life, because all we want is your higher achievement and success. And if this is your first time on the podcast, welcome. My name is Mike Stromsoe. I'm recognized as a leading author, speaker, and coach for the independent insurance agency industry. You can find me at unstoppableprofitproducer.com. If you're interested in attending one of our virtual or live events, our virtual events are at uppfaststart.com, and our live events are at beunstoppablebootcamp.com. Both events are designed to share with you some of our greatest money-making strategies developed over 35 years of research in your industry, in the trenches, to help you grow your business, create wealth, so you too can have more freedom to live life on your own terms. And please make sure to go to unstoppableprofitpodcast.com and subscribe so you don't miss one episode of our podcast that we produce every single week from the trenches, from our hearts, to help you grow. Thank you for joining us. And you can also find us on all the channels out there. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, our YouTube channel. I recently learned we're on Amazon, so just find us. But it starts with unstoppableprofitpodcast.com. Thank you for joining us today. I will see you on the next episode. And until then, get out there and make a difference, be unstoppable, and leave no regrets. And don't forget, accountability breeds responsibility.
Do you love the podcast, but don't know where or how to get started? Come join our next virtual training while seats are still available. Register now at uppfaststart.com. That's uppfaststart.com.